This is a story of heroic deeds and the bitter struggle for the triumph of good over evil, and of a wondrous sword wielded by a mighty hero when the legions of darkness stalk the land.
Greetings and felicitations, children of technology. Welcome to another episode of the Rush of Power radio program. I'm your host, Big Slime, and we're here to tear the metal YouTube scene asunder.
Supreme victory!
On tonight's episode, we will be discussing one of the greatest heavy metal acts in history, that being Thor, fronted by none other than John Mickle Thor himself.
Behold the hammer!
Yeah, dude. Thor was the first band to truly combine metal with muscle.
Ultimate combo.
In fact, the only time I encounter some wimp that doesn't listen to Thor, they always have 11-inch arms.
Definitely. As a matter of fact, according to a scientific study conducted here at Big Slime Studios, we concluded that 100% of metalheads that do not listen to Thor also suffer from muscular atrophy. Isn't that right, Messiah?
Yes!
Fortunately, for all those watching who do not listen to the almighty Thor, our in-house physician, Ice Titan, is in office today to prescribe a cure for those who may be suffering from symptoms of pencil necrosis. On tonight's episode of Deadly Metal, we are going to be covering one of the greatest heavy metal albums of all time, that being Thor's Only the Strong. Now, typically, Deadly Metal is a double feature, but tonight's episode we will be covering Only the Strong exclusively, as it is an album without equal.
Flawless victory.
We would like to dedicate tonight's episode of Deadly Metal to guitarist Steve Price, who played guitar on Only the Strong and has recently crossed the Rainbow Bridge and has entered the halls of Valhalla.
Thor's a band that went well beyond just playing awesome music. As frontman John Nickel Thor really lived up to his stage name. Not only was he jacked, but he would bend iron bars on his teeth while on stage, as well as other old school strongman stunts. Rather than trying to explain how immensely badass this album is, we'll just let the album intro set the stage for this heavy metal adventure.
Out of the murky crimson twilight, far beyond the perimeters of what was called civilization, lies an ancient city of ruin, where mutation thrives and demons roam. A city of the deranged, the grotesque, and of demigods. In this year 2045, where only the strong shall survive.
Hell yeah, brother. As killer as that intro is, once the title track kicks in on track 2, you're immediately hit with pure testosterone-fueled heavy metal that is even heavier than the entire Crowbar lineup combined.
Yeah, dude. Just when I think the song could not possibly get any heavier, we are introduced to the guitar virtuosity of Steve Price, with his solo hitting you like a flash of lightning from the ruins of the post-apocalyptic hellscape that Thor is singing about.
Hell yeah, brother. We're only just starting track 3, and I can already feel the anabolic effects of Thor's music. The main riff on Start Raising Hell is one of the meanest riffs of the 80s. This riff has so much fucking ferocity. It feels as if Thor has loosed one of his dogs from his debut album to rip your fucking Adam's apple out of your goddamn throat.
wear a mask constantly is because my face is permanently scarred due to the riffs on this album ripping my face off. The next track, Knock 'Em Down, also highlights how much Thor's drummer, Mike Favada, added to the band's sound, driving the songs forward like a possessed bulldozer.
Now, we're only halfway through this album, and it's already becoming difficult to review it, since Only the Strong is an album that consists of nothing but heavy metal anthems. However, we do need to highlight our favorite track on the record, and that is Let the Blood Run Red. An insanely memorable riff, followed by an extremely catchy chorus, which describes why no one can oppose Thor, the Metal Avenger.
This song the ultimate Thor anthem, but it also has Steve Price's best guitar solo, showcasing that in an era full of guitar virtuosos and shredders, he not only had his own style, but he could hang with the best of them. This is one of the most furious guitar solos we've ever heard here at Russia Power Radio.
So far, we've heard nothing but epic themes about battles between gods and men. But because Only the Strong stands for everything that heavy metal represents, we have some straightforward rockers on here as well. The track Rock the City is an old school headbanger with muscular arena rock energy.
Ultra Combo!
Thunder on the Tundra is another song where Mike the Modest drumming really drives the song forward like a battering ram. Check out his massive drumming on the addicting sing-along chorus.
All good things must eventually come to an end. And although we did not cover every single track on Only the Strong, we're going to have to end this review soon, as my testosterone has risen to such high levels while listening to this album that I'm pretty sure my facial hair has already grown an inch during the duration of filming.
Test your might.
Now, an album like this can only go out on a high note, and Ride of the Chariots is just the epic track that this album deserves to leave its mark on the pages of history.
It's a fucking crime that Thor never got the recognition that they deserve in the metal scene. I honestly believe it's simply too tough for a lot of metalheads to handle.
Definitely, Thor should be one of the biggest names in all of heavy metal. And while the band never achieved the same level of success that bands such as Manowar achieved, everybody that is involved on this album will always be a hero to me. This is a life-changing album that perfectly represents what true heavy metal is all about. And as such, we here at Russia Power Radio wholeheartedly agree that Thor's Only the Strong is nothing less than deadly metal.
Greetings out there to all Rush of Power Radio enjoyers. This is Mike Metals from back with another message. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're looking at your screen, you're squinting, you're going, wait a second. This Mike Metals from guy, he keeps changing. The Mike Metals from I know always wears a patch vest. He doesn't wear any sleeves, or he wears a vintage man shirt. And he sits in front of a wall of tapes. And to that, I would say, yes. That is normally where I am, normally what I'm wearing. But every now and again I have to leave my hoard of metal and travel to what I like to call the House of Metal that stands behind me, my local community rec center, where I spend time pumping iron. Because it is very important for all Rush of Power Radio enjoyers to build the metal body, to build the metal mind, and to build the metal heart. Now, there are two artists that Mike Metalstrom listens to when he's pumping the steel. The first one, I'm sure you can guess. The second one, however, is Thor, and his album, Only the Strong. Now, in a moment, I will return to my hoard of metal and we will continue this conversation.
This one goes out to all the muscle-bound heavy metal maniacs. A record that should be a staple in any serious training playlist. I'm talking about Thor's Only the Strong. 38 minutes of pure testosterone-driven riffs, lyrics, skin bashing, no holds barred. Get this record or get fucked.
And here we are, Metal Maniacs, back to the hoard of metal. I was in such a rush to come talk to you about Thor that I neglected to change back into my appointed Rush of Power uniform, so give me one moment, please. As yes, that's much better. No sleeves, of course. Now, where were we? Yes, Thor. John Mickle Thor, the true one Canadian rock god. And who we're here to talk about his seminal record, Only the Strong. So, without further ado, I present, one moment, yes, without further ado, I present Only the Strong. 1 second, please. I'll need to go find my record. I must have misplaced it.
Warriors of metal, behold Only the Strong. Not just an album, this is the foundation of war. When I first heard Only the Strong, I knew this wasn't just metal. This was a battle code for all true warriors. Let the blood run red. This is how we train. Thunder on the tundra. This is how we live. When gods collide, this is how we fight. Ride of the chariots. This is how we conquer. And Steve Price, his guitar wasn't just strings and wood, it was Thor's hammer itself in instrument form. His riffs didn't just play, they declared war on weakness. Now Steve rides eternal in Valhalla. His riffs will never rust, they fuel our revolution even now. This one's for you, warrior of metal. Hail Thor, hail Only the Strong. Hail Steve fucking Price.
And here we are in another section of the hoard, and where I'm trying to locate my Thor record. Hey, now I'll have to keep the dogs away from this recording, of course. Back. Yes, dog, back, keep away. So where were we? Yes, here we go. That's not it. I'm not 100% sure where I kept this thing. Wait a second. I know where to look. I'll be back.
Thor ruled. When I was first getting into heavy metal, Buddy showed me a video for Anger, and it just sold us completely. It's dumb, over the top, sword and sorcery. It's the riffs, it's the heavy metal, it's the imagery, everything's perfect. Only the Strong, I remember I had that in my first car. It was played max volume all the time, completely destroying everyone around us. You know, it's got the Twisted Sister riffs in there, you got the Manowar imagery in there. Thor, even though he's Canadian, they're a New York hard rock band, and they're a perfect New York hard rock band. It's got everything you could possibly want from your mid-'80s heavy metal, experience. Dumb. It's over the top. It's got bravado, it's got imagery, it's got stage theatrics, it's got muscles, it's got swords, it's got riffs, it's got guitars, it's got the chick in the background who doesn't even do anything but offer 2 vocal lines. It just is there to be hot. It's perfect.
Now, please bear with me. I have to go through a few things. Yes, there it is, of course, just where I left it.
Let the blood run red, and all be dead. All those who oppose the Metal Avenger. Hail to you, Thor. Hail.
Now that the mystery of the missing record has been solved, let's start talking about it. From 2045 to Ride of the Chariots, Thor's Only the Strong proves to be, well, only the strongest, of course. This is pure, unadulterated heavy metal from 1985. Just to take a look at that album cover. Metal mastery. It's got the abs, it's got the pecs, it's got the biceps and the hammer of Thor himself. But the art is only the beginning to the heavy metal might inside. Songs include Knock 'em Down, Gonna Start Raising Hell, and of course, Thunder on the Tundra! True heavy metal mastery that belongs in any serious collector's collection. If this isn't on your shelf, it's not on your record shelf, it's not on your tape shelf, it's not on your CD shelf, you must attain this record. Go to the online store, buy it from Thor himself, get him to sign it, send him your money! Just do it. They didn't even have to exaggerate. They didn't even have to exaggerate in the cover. Thor himself, one of the most metal men of all time! So do yourself a favor. Pick up on this rock. You won't regret it.
Don't go round and round looking for the best meal. It's the Grande Meal Deal. 3 delicious combinations to choose from. 2 entrees, a medium drink, and a dessert for only $2.89. Only at Taco Bell.
Up next, we have a track from Brazilian Death Thrashers' Morbid Devourment from their Death Strike Rebellion LP. If you're into bands such as Death Hammer and Nocturnal, then embrace the Skull Throne of Satan.
O que é a vida? É o princípio da morte. O que é a morte? É o fim da vida. O que é a existência? É a continuidade do sangue. O que é o sangue? É a razão da existência.
Mortos! Estão me ouvindo? Qual de vocês vai levar minha alma? Vejam, estou esperando! Levantem! Saiam da sepultura! E levem-me para o inferno! Não me ouviram? Não me ouviram? Levem-me para o inferno!
Beyond those gates will be as dark as night, but the mind sword shall light our way. Leave this circle of light, and I may be powerless to help you. The ones we seek are the last of their kind. Gort, a giant from the mountains at the edge of the world. Crow, an elfin bowman from the silver forest, now burnt and blackened. And Baldin, a dwarf from the Iron Hills. The land has changed. Wolves hunt where there were none before. This was once a green forest full of sunlight. Now it's a place of darkness and evil.
Sector 2XL's Classic Cassette Corner. Tonight, on Classic Cassette Corner, Hunter for Blood by Monitor.
Hold on. Hey, my ride's here.
Hey, come on, I've been waiting
yes,
for
indeed.
so long.
See, this is what you have to have or you're in trouble. You understand me? Okay, we'll see you later.
I know.
Wait for me 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on. Ah, yes. This
this is something that I think is very important for everybody at this stage of the game. Being somebody that's been on the road before, we have to remember that a few rules out there that we have to obey. As this is the 80s, so let's remember to always practice safe sex. See ya.
Good evening, soldiers of the night. Welcome to the hour of 13, the witching hour. I no longer remember the name I was given when I was alive, so you can call me Evil Spirits. I've haunted the halls of Big Slime Studios for decades, and something that may not surprise you is how many low-budget and obscure movies are constantly playing on the TV here. I'm pretty sure Big Slime has watched The Deadly Spawn at least 15 fucking times in the last month alone. Apparitions are not able to experience pleasure in the same way that the living do, but at least there are always killer movies and killer metal albums playing in this fucking studio, which I'm doomed to dwell in forever. Heavy metal and horror is the perfect combination. So tonight, we'll be going over the top 5 old school heavy metal horror movies of all time. Since John Nickel Thor is a huge topic on tonight's episode, we might as well start with a movie written by and starring Thor himself. In the movie, Thor and his band, the Tritons, go to an old farmhouse to rehearse and work on a new album, followed by an absolutely mental series of events involving demons, weird Muppet creatures, and a battle with the devil. This movie is worth watching for the simple fact that it has the most insane fucking twist ending of any horror movie I've seen. Not even with METALLIAN's crystal ball could you even have a clue of the twist revealed at the end. The final battle between Thor and the devil is peak trash cinema. Thor also contributed original music to the movie, and the soundtrack is worth picking up if you're not a complete fucking wimp. Black Roses is a movie that never could have been made today, as it is the direct result of the satanic panic of the 80s and the moral crusade against heavy metal that bored housewives that are even more fucking lifeless than I am decided to champion in those days. In the movie, the heavy metal band Black Roses comes to a small town to kick off their tour, and the local government and parents fear that the band has satanic messaging and the impact that rock music might have on the youth. The band's true demonic origins slowly reveal themselves over time, resulting in an amazing schlock cinema experience. The movie also includes an absolutely killer soundtrack from Lizzie Borden that is so goddamn metal, not a single poser on Earth has even heard it. Here we have the only movie on the list that isn't from the 80s, but the production is so shitty that you would never even know it's from 1991. It's basically the same production quality that you would get on Russia Power Radio. Except unlike this show, there are actually women on screen in this movie. This movie is basically a metal version of Crossroads, where we have a talentless musician who sells his soul to the devil to become a virtuoso rock star. Like all deals you make with the devil, there's a price to be paid. This movie has one of the coolest depictions of Satan in any film, with Michelangelo Badio portraying the devil shredding on a double-neck PC Rich with an 80s babe on each leg. This movie is so trashy that I've even encountered other malevolent ghosts that find it to be in bad taste. Highly fucking recommended. Now here's a special movie for us here at Russia Power Radio, as this movie stars our very own FANGFACE. I won't say too much, as FANGFACE is very touchy when it comes to this movie, and I wouldn't put it past him to engage in black magic and necromancy, to send some mercenary demons to torment me in the spirit world if he doesn't like my review. This movie has a killer soundtrack from the band Sorcery, with the song I'm Back being the greatest metal song ever written for a feature film. Just go watch it, as any answer other than yes when FANGFACE asks if you've seen Rocktober Blood could result in serious bodily harm to your person. I saved the best for last, as this is my personal favorite heavy metal horror movie of all time. Excellent. In the movie, a loner metalhead is devastated by the death of his favorite musician, Sammy Kerr. He is given an unreleased album called Songs in the Key of Death, which is able to channel the dead spirit back into the realm of the living. Both Ozzy and Gene Simmons make very brief appearances in the movie, with Ozzy's cameo being hilariously awesome. And this movie has the special distinction of being the only thing Gene Simmons is in, where he isn't an absolutely unsufferable douchebag. Fastway did the soundtrack for this movie, and it's actually the best material they released as a band. Nothing but metal anthems, which instantly remind you of scenes from the movie when you hear them. If you made it this far into tonight's episode, there is no way you would not enjoy this Headbanger classic. Alright, fellas, that's about all the time I have for tonight. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of Russia Power Radio, which halfway through production went through a complete overhaul due to the passing of Steve Price. We sincerely hope that tonight's episode was a fitting tribute to Steve Price and the almighty Thor. See you in Valhalla, brother. On our next episode of Russia Power Radio, we will be covering obscure Nordic black metal gems. So until next time, stay slime.
In the rush of power!
have now reached the end of our broadcast. On behalf of everyone at Big Slime Studios, we thank you for watching. Good night, and see you in hell.